And we are back with another episode of the Wrestling Roundtable podcast where we're going to talk a little bit about what went down at Survivor Series. And we're going to talk a little bit about just what was going on with that masked man, that giant masked man that just wrecked shop in the main event. Um, but we're going to talk about that here in a bit. As always, I'm Ryan Hall. I got my boy Dominique LaRue joining us as always. And kind of an up and down event, kind of a, there was some highlights, but it was also some, some not so good lights coming from San Diego Saturday night.
Yeah, uh, Survivor is one of the big fours that we always talk about, like far as like the big events that everybody looking forward to. And I believe this is the first Survivor Series in the ESPN era, correct?
It is, well, it's only the third PLE in the ESPN era.
Yeah, but the first big one out of the four in the ESPN era.
Yep.
And let's just say it was mid, but
Unfortunately.
it's not shocking compared if you want to be honest with the fact of how 2025 has been as far as WWE wise.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey,
Well,
look, at least the Rock didn't pop up at the end and did one, two, three. So
you know where I think he's going to show up, and I'm going to get it. I'm going to save my prediction for our next week's episode because we're going to be devoting that a lot to the John Cena's final match. He says with air quotes.
hey, I mean,
I'm
my
I'm not
boy
letting that go,
said
man. I'm not letting. Yeah, I'm not letting that go. I know
John did,
what the man said on Jimmy Kimmel. Come on.
he broke it down, right? He said, all the other wrestlers, they wrestlers don't really retire. They just, save it for one last match. And he was like, this is going to be my last in ring match. Now, granted, he said
Right.
in ring match. We've seen the Undertaker do his last match as a cinematic match. So
Uh-huh.
just saying, he does work in Hollywood now. So that's just my thought.
Well, a certain heartbreak kid also said those same words too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a match that I wish that never happened, but
Yeah, I just wish you could erase that from, just do like the Men in Black thing with the flashy thing.
oh man, if that actually worked, you know how many moments this year, let alone just in lifetime, but definitely this year I would love to use to never ever think about. I mean, one in particular is WrestleMania 41, but we'll
Yeah.
have to get into
Yeah. Well, that may be a good end of 2025 episode type. So put that in your back pocket.
yeah, that'll
Put that
definitely
in your
be
back. Yeah.
for our rewards, our
Yeah.
awards for worst match, worst. Let's see what we're gonna call it. Worst moment of 2025. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the front runner. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from Survivor Series from Saturday night, which I will be the first one to admit I did not have my complete and undivided attention on because there was a certain college football game that 95% of my attention was on, but I did have it on my phone. But we start with the women's war game match where can I just say Iyo Sky is insane.
Is that an understatement or
Oh,
what?
that we call that the opposite of hyperbole. That I'm sure she's a lovely human, but that woman is insane.
She's insane to the point where now she has a personalized trash can. And it's like, certain events they have this spot designed for that person to do. Royal Rumble used to be for Kofi to see what Kofi could do to keep from getting eliminated
Right?
at Royal Rumble. I think Brock Lesnar had the suplex city, how many times he'll suplex somebody in the ring. But Iyo Sky has definitely made her name. I mean, the woman that was her eighth WarGames match.
Yeah, something like that. She did several in NXT before she even came
So
up.
just outside of Survivor Series, War Games specifically is Iyo Sky's match where she gets to do that insane spot of putting herself in a trash can where her vision is gone. She can't really see nothing. So when she's diving off that cage, it's Lord, let me hit somebody and safely land on my ankles and feet and please not injure anybody when I do this type spot. So kudos to her, kudos to everybody in that ring for coming out safely. Nobody brutally got injured. A couple nicks and bumps and
Yeah, cuts and bumps and bruises, which should be expected in just a train wreck like that.
but, but definitely a shout out to all the women involved in that match. Shout out to Lash Legend in that match.
Eh,
Uh I
She's
think
bad.
she got the
Yeah,
definite rub that she needed to really be a household name in main roster like fandom. I mean, obviously we knew who she was from
well, sure.
NXT, but the casual wrestling fan that only watches Raw and SmackDown may have not known of her or her talents.
Yeah, no, that no, she looked incredible. She really did look incredible. Also, on a side note, shout out to her and Trick Williams for getting engaged a few days ago.
Absolutely, right before the event. So that was
Yeah,
that was wild.
yeah. But yeah, no, she looked incredible. There's like we knew she had a great look. She had a great presence in the ring, but could she hang with first ballot Hall of Famers like Charlotte and AJ and Becky Lynch? And she looked phenomenal.
The WNBA definitely helped with that.
Big time, man. Big time.
No, I was just playing.
And
Her determination and work ethic and just everything she did to get to where she is now definitely shined for her. So
amen to that. Amen to that. Um, but kind of getting back to your point about Io Sky being blind as she falls inside of that trash can, to me, that really proves how, yes, it's predetermined, but how dangerous this stuff can be because 1 inch and she's snapping her leg in half. Like if she
um,
lands wrong just an inch, she's gonna snap her leg like a pencil.
yeah, like last year, Bronson Reed snapping both his ankles, or
Absolutely.
Big Jim breaking his toe. So
Yeah.
and they saw it coming. Like they literally dove off the cage directly on someone and still managed to break something. So and EO to do this 7, 8 years, well, not 7, 8 years straight, but every event she's done, she has not come out with an injury. And I'm not hoping, like, I'm not trying to bring any bad juju to her
Yeah.
ever. So by mentioning this, but I that woman is amazing to not get injured doing that.
Completely. Completely. The finish was a little wonky to me because they did have Becky Lynch tapping out. What are we doing with her character? Like she's turning into this just social media whiner right now.
Conspiracy, like
Where are we going with
conspiracy.
this?
Yeah, she turned into like one of these conspiracy theorists, or like the higher ups have something against me. Are they doing a spot with her and the ref? What's the ref name?
Jessica Carr.
Jes- is Jessica going to become a in-ring talent eventually, or what? Because it keeps her energy is going past AJ Lee indirectly to Jessica. It's not even like AJ Lee. It's like, yeah, they got beef for AJ, but it's more like, oh, the only reason why you beat me is because Jessica was involved. Like every match I've been in now, Jessica has been involved. So
To be fair, Jessica has worked some matches under a mask on like main event and like evolve. So I mean, she can wrestle, she can go, but do you put her a ref in a program with Becky Lynch just like that? Because that's kind of where this seems like it's going. Because that seems to be her biggest gripe right now. At least her character seems to be her biggest gripe right now is with that ref.
you asking that question, it instantly made me think. Now, Ryan, out of all the years we watched wrestling, how many wrestlers got involved with a ref to the point where it turned into a match against that ref? Charles Robinson is number one.
All right.
Um, RIP. He's a old school vet, WWE well known ref. Obviously, he's not that well known to me because I can't even
Can't,
think of his name at the moment.
and I'm not even sure you're talking about.
He always did Stone Cold's matches, just about. Um, God, it'll come back to me, but you know who I'm talking about when I mentioned it.
Tim White, maybe?
Maybe, but I feel
All
like his
right.
name is something else.
Okay.
But we'll circle back to that one.
Yeah, if we, yeah, but
Yeah, it was another riff, but
yeah, because I
Charles
know
Robinson,
that I know that Nick Patrick when he was in WCW did a couple of matches.
right? Now,
Um, I'm gonna make you crazy because you can't figure it out. You can't think of the guy's
and
name.
he's well loved. Like every time you knew it was gonna be a good match when he ref, either him or Charles Robinson ref, you knew it was gonna be like a banger of a match or something
All
crazy
right.
is going to happen. Didn't mean to
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're going down your own rabbit holes there. I respect that.
Mike Kyoto. Well, no, not Mike Kyoto.
I was about to
Earl,
say, I
Earl,
think,
Earl, Earl Hebner.
okay, okay. I
Well,
thought he was
he
still,
ain't in school with nobody, but like I always remember him for getting stunned by Stone Cold. Like,
well, and he was also the ref in the famous Montreal Screwjob match, too.
and he was the ref in Stone Cold's last match with The Rock. Well, last match with
Well,
The Rock.
yeah. Yeah. Well,
Might have been Mike Kyoto.
yeah.
That's good. I need to look that up. Yeah, Earl, Mike, Mark Yeaton. Said he was a timekeeper. He was the one I was throwing the beer cans to Stone Cold.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, he kept the cooler by him. Yeah.
He kept it cool about him. Yep, yep,
There
yep, yep.
you go. There you go. Well,
But I mean, it has been a long time since we got like super familiar with a ref because we always knew the three certain. I mean, Charles Robinson is. I
well,
mean,
yeah.
at this point, he's Benjamin Button at this point. To be honest, he's
Yeah,
been there
yeah, dude's in his 60s and hadn't aged a day.
and still runs of six 6.0. But
Yeah.
that ramp run he did at WrestleMania is still by far the the funniest, but OP runs because it's like he's running so hard and so fast, but yet not going
Not
nowhere.
going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Yeah.
Like by the time you get to the ring, Undertaker will be right back up at this point.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, then he run. That was the match where he ran and then Stone Cold came. Oh, not Stone Cold. Undertaker came out of nowhere with the right hand and just smacked him right in the face, and he just flew.
If you remember, he did a similar spot not too long ago, like
John Cena
with
showed.
Goldberg.
Oh, that was Goldberg.
Yeah. It was Goldberg. I thought he took a spear from him.
I know he took a shoulder block from John because John and Cody, I think their match at SummerSlam.
Yes. I remember that now. Yep.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I was like, look at old Charles still taking bumps.
Yep. You want to talk about this Intercontinental title match?
Yes, I do.
Because
I do.
not for nothing, I'm kind of pissed about it.
I definitely do because everything was setting up perfectly,
Yep.
right? Everything was setting up perfectly to where my brother Ryan here, he's been calling it for weeks leading up to this. He said we've had this theory going on with how we want Rey Mysterio's last match, his retirement tour, his retirement match to go, right? This was the first of many dominoes that was supposed to happen. Okay. Obviously, I had my theory going on. I said maybe John will keep the IC title and makes his last match that more memorable and make it a bigger rub for whoever wrestles. And my brother John and my brother Ryan over here, he was like, "No, I see this going. I'm just getting the IC title back with a little bit of help or a little bit of screw job, not voluntarily from Rey Mysterio." And not only did we get interference in that match 3 times, actually,
Hmm.
and a film, as a matter of fact. I thought Dom was kind of hurt at one point. I was like, oh man, this can't be John's second to last match and Dom get injured. They played us good with that. But then to have not only Raquel, but Rick Sand come in and hit pop rocks on John Cena. And to all the fans out there in the world that are at our age, the only bump John has ever took from a woman is a slap. I don't ever recall John taking a clothesline, a power bomb, choke slam, anything of that matter from a woman. Could be wrong, but as much as I've watched wrestling over my years, and we talk about Super John, and you know, he fighting Nexus and all this other stuff, and the Wyatt family and blah blah blah. You can get the list goes on and on. I mean, he lifting Big Show up in the air and lifting him and Edge in the air. Like I've never seen John Cena take a bump from a woman, like suplex wise. So to not only just get slammed by Raquel, but then take a pop rocks from um Rexan, that was that was dope. First of all, it was amazing.
Yeah. No. So I mean, it's a cool spot.
It was an awesome spot. But then Dom pulls the old Eddie Guerrero like trick out of his book bag. And the match was great. I mean, like everything went well, everything went as it's supposed to go. But we got one of the surprises of the night, which was very welcome. Liv coming back. That was
Hmm.
awesome. And I thought the swerve was going to happen where Liv has been gone, Dom hasn't been calling, blah, 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 blah. Rexanne just slithered her way into the group and just made Dom forget Liv. So that's where the slap happened for me. I was like, oh, snap, here we go. But then when she turned around and hugged John and then kind of give John the crazy stare that he did when he was a heel, but it worked for her because she always played that kind of like Harley Quinn type deal.
Hmm.
But she interfered and Dom won, obviously. But it was like, here we go. They're doing the total complete opposite of what we've been wanting to happen. I thought this was the first nail in the coffin of the end of the Judgment Day, and I be darned, we are getting not only just Judgment Day back together again, but they're being hot and heavy into basically taking over Raw again. And I'm just like, bro, can we just please, for the love of God, move on from there?
Put Judgment Day out of their misery. That stable has been dead, in my opinion, ever since Priest and Rhea Ripley left. But I think it has been on life support ever since they kicked Edge out. And Edge has been
Yes.
gone from the company for 2 years.
And the crazy thing is, when they kicked Edge out and they had Liv and Priest, be the front runners of the group, that propelled Dom to where he is today. That helped
Hmm.
him grow into who he is today. So now, with that being said, Dom has outgrown that group. Finn needs to outgrow that group. Finn needs to be the old Finn or even the new evolved Finn. But I need Finn to be Finn. I don't need Finn to be in a group anymore because this man has literally been one of the biggest stars, not only in New Japan, but NXT and WWE. At one point, we were all excited for him winning the Universal title, and he never
Hmm.
got that title run at all. And that was probably the
Yeah,
only whiff of a heavyweight title he has came close to. Excuse me, came close to since he fought Roman Reigns and had one of the botches of all botches when the top rope popped off. And that ruined the demon character. So it's like, don't get me wrong, Judgment Day has really evolved everybody in the group. Like Roxanne Perez, she's a multi-time tag champion. She needs to go on and be a U.S. title holder or IC title holder. She just needs more for her character. Uh, Roxanne Perez, she's definitely on the way to be a world champion. I can see her being a world champion. She's a two-time NXT champion. And
absolutely.
Liv is Liv. Liv has became a big star now too. So it's like it's time for them to break up. Like if Bloodline has broken up, gotten back together, kind of broken up ish, and Judgment is still going on, like what?
Ju- to me, Judgment Day is starting to give like NWO Splinter Group energy to me,
Yes,
like
yes.
NWO Silver and Black or whatever it was. It's like, yeah, the original, like the core idea of the NWO, best stable in wrestling history. And I say that as a diehard Four Horsemen fan. But it got bloated. It died before it should have, like it was dead before it should have been killed. You know what I mean?
Make a
And
revolution for wrestling.
absolutely, absolutely. And Judgment Day was cool when they were like this goth thing. well, what the hell is this that they've got going on now?
The
And this is
Mexican.
all, yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it.
How many times have I told you? It's like beating a dead horse. Like I'm sick of it. I'm just like,
Yeah,
I'm pretty much to the point now where it's like, what are y'all even doing? Like, just like the New Day. New Day used to be like, I could stand them coming out shaking and eating bootios and doing all this other stuff because that's what they are. Like that's who they
yeah.
are, and they built a career for that. Like they literally are one of the best, if not one of the greatest tag teams of all time because of what they were and what they stood for. The power of positivity. It was them
And
three
pancakes
pancakes
and
and
the
all this other
trombone.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like even if Big E never like, which he's probably never going to do, but like even if he came back and was like, I'm not gonna wrestle, I'm gonna just be a stable or whatever, I'm gonna be a valet or whatever you want to call him.
right.
He could have came back and did that, and it would have been fine. We would still been we wasn't tired of New Day at all. But then when they kicked when they kicked Big E out, and they absolutely did nothing with it, nothing. I'm talking about like it's like it's like if the Usos kick Roman out of the Bloodline, right, and do nothing with it. They just go back calling themselves Usos. This is the Uso penitentiary, blah 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 blah. And it's like, bro, you just kick Roman out. He's the OTC. You can't kick Roman out. Like what? How y'all just gonna leave us on red like that? Like that's crazy. You do nothing with that, and then you not only kick Big E out, but you bring Vanilla Ice in. Like what is going on? Well, who in that writing room sat there at that table, right? It's me, you, Paul Heyman, Triple H, and another dude. And we're sitting there trying to figure out what we're gonna do with New Day. And all of us is like, we're gonna kick Biggie out, but here's why, right? And then this guy comes out and says, we're gonna kick Biggie out. We're gonna absolutely do nothing with that group for a couple weeks. They're gonna randomly pick up Grayson Waller, and then there you go. And we all look at him like, what? And then Triple H is like, that's the greatest idea I've ever heard. What did you talk about? Like that makes absolutely from a story from storytelling 101, that makes absolutely no sense at all. It's like opening a book, reading the first
You're
page.
telling me, bro. You're telling me.
It's opening the book, reading the first page of the book, and then closing the book and be like, "Oh, that was a great book." I'm like, what? You didn't even you read the synopsis. What did you talk about? Like it's
Yeah,
still you still got 300 pages left. What did you talk about?
to me, it almost seems like you're putting the guitar solo from Pink Floyd's "Comfortably Numb" into Run DMC's "This Christmas Time" in Hollis, Queens. I mean, it makes as much sense as that. It just, I
That
don't,
that would blow my mind. That would blow.
because think about this: wrestling storytelling 101 is you want to pull for the heel, you want to pull for the baby face, rather, who got beat up to get his lick back. If Big E could have gotten physical, if Big E could have gotten physical at all, to be able to get his lick back at all, the on Xavier and Kofi, imagine the ovation, the crowd pop that would have gotten. It would have been like prime Stone Cold Steve Austin. It would have been just, it would have been one of the loudest things you've ever heard.
Yeah.
And it
Or
can't
Biggie
happen.
getting involved where you know when New Day had the tag team titles and they lost to War Raiders, right? If Biggie music would have came out, he would have came out and just went to the side of the ring and sat with Michael Cole and Corey Graves at the time, I guess, or whoever, and just cause that distraction for them to lose the titles. That's somewhat of a get back, right? And then like,
Mhm.
New Day go on and trash Big E when he's working and mess with him, kind of bully him. Like, hey, you can't do nothing because your neck is messed up. So then Big E at the end, he gets Omos and some other dude or just some tag team to beat them. That's his get back. Like that's
Right.
the nail in the
It,
coffin. That's the coup de grace. So
that could have been oh God. Yeah, that could have been such a big storyline because you left a lot of meat on those bones with that. You left a lot of meat on those bones with that. And I feel like that's kind of a one of my, and we'll move on here in a bit, but that to me, that's one of the biggest gripes that I have with Triple H's storytelling is that there have been some big moments, like some big pop moments during his run as head of creative. Like I'm just thinking of the moment that Sami Zayn turned on Roman Reigns. The the holy s crowd pop that generated at that Royal Rumble.
that was cinema.
Um,
That was absolute cinema.
yeah, yeah, and you don't like that was a great moment. What did you do with it?
It's
I
carried.
mean, yes. To be fair, it did end up with he and Kevin Owens taking the tag team titles off the Usos. That was a great moment.
Mhm.
But I feel like that's the exception rather than the rule with him.
Yeah, it's like it's with Triple H is more of a tier. If it's in the tier A category, like the Romans and anything dealing with the big stars. All right, let's put our like minds to it. Let's make something happen. Tier B is give or take. It's kind of hot and cold. It's like, yeah, we're gonna give you a little something, we'll get away from it, come back, give you a little bit more. Tier C is like absolutely do not care. R-Truth, he jumped from C to B to like it got to A when it got released. Like it really got to A because it was, you know, R-Truth was one of the most beloved characters of all time in WWE. Correct? You can say that too.
For a hot second. Yep.
Okay. So with you doing that, releasing him just out of the blue, just release him, right? That sent a shockwave through the rest of the community because that's like one of our closest friends. Like, not saying that we're close to our truth, but we would like to be. One day, maybe he'll
Yeah.
be on the pot. But it's like him getting released for absolute nothing because like he was really the MVP through the COVID era. Um, really any downtime in Raw where it's like, okay, Raw's getting really boring. He'll come in and he'll bring that spark of funniness that you need in the show. Like no matter what, R-Truth comes on that screen, it's gonna be something funny and it's gonna be something entertaining. And then to release him, and then everybody's pissed off and want him back, and then y'all bring him back, and then y'all bring him back as a different character. Like that was one of the most oh my god moments of 2025 when he cut his dreads off.
Yep.
Dreads ain't easily just I could just grow them back within a week or so. That's years of him growing his hair out. So for him doing that, and then not only doing that, but he's like, I'm Ron Killings. I'm driving now. And it's like, oh, we're going that route. We're going the um schizo route. Like Not Mr. Glass, excuse me. What was the movie? I think it was Break. Um, what dude had multiple personalities. Like
Right.
you go that route. So it's like, okay, all right, y'all got something clicking now. Okay, we I'm liking this. Like I'm liking this new attitude of our truth and this and the third. And then they do absolutely nothing. They bring John. I mean, they bring him back. And what happened? They brought him back. He has a little something go with John. John has something go with Cody. So they're like, all right, we just gonna wipe that off. All right, man, you go back to being our truth. We got you back. You be our truth. And it's like, what? So you just cut your dreads off for nothing.
You're just back to being goofy our truth now.
You just being goofy on truth.
And goofy our truth is incredibly entertaining. Like, it's like you said, it's like, that's a guy you want to sit down and have a beer with and, and talk trash about people with. That's,
chop it up. Just give me stories
yeah,
about what you've done in the
yeah,
ring with. I mean, the rant outside of wrestling, he's literally been shoulder to shoulder with Tupac Shakur.
totally. Yeah.
Like the man is more, the man is probably on the same level of being loved as Morgan Freeman. Like everybody knows who Morgan Freeman is.
Mhm.
So, like, not to stay away from our topics that we're still got to hit. It's just Triple H era of storytelling. It needs a little bit more tweaking. And then if this
Yeah.
man comes
Well,
out and says this night is going to be epic, one more god third time.
nah,
Every time he says something is going to be epic, it's an epic fail. It's an epic big pile of doo doo. It's just not epic. He needs to find some other word other than that E word.
almost sounds like he's a cyborg that's got some bad firmware or something.
When he said Raw was gonna be epic, so I'm thinking, oh, we finna get the reveal of the mascot tonight. Like that's epic because I want to know who he is. Nothing. They
No,
mentioned
no,
him
I mean,
one or two times, and that's it. That was, but they circle back to being Seth Rollins, and I'm just like, bro, it's not Seth Rollins because if anything, Seth Rollins would have been present with a shoulder injury. Like he could walk around with a slant. He walked around with crutches under his arm and doing the fake, like he hurt. So why he can't be there
yeah,
with shoulder injury? So obviously the man's shoulder is hurt. He's rehabbing. But like you don't give us that, then you know me. I love women main event. That's amazing. I love it. But we get a beat down from Judgment Day. Like what? It's four women in there. And then pretty much two other women who want the tag titles. Where's Naomi? Yeah, where's Naomi? Not Naomi. Excuse me. Her sister-in-law. I mean cousin-in-law, whatever. Naomi. Nope. Nia Jax. Jesus Christ. Nia Jax. Where's
there
Nia
you
Jax
go.
and Lash Legend? Like where are they at? I'm
I was
sure they
about to
want the
say,
tag titles.
I don't know if Naomi's going to be doing any run-ins anytime soon.
No. She definitely gonna be sitting down a lot.
Yeah,
So
no, she's a little busy right now.
little busy, little busy.
Yeah,
But
yeah, a
my
little
thing
bit.
is where is them two? Like they want the titles too. They just were in that cage match for War Games. They got just as much as gripe to be like, hey, I want to tag titles too. Like, you know,
Yeah.
but you give Liv, she comes back with the other two, and now they're the top dogs of Raw. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? Do you want to talk about Stephanie Vicaire and Nikki Bella at all, or just hey, congrats, Stephanie. Thank you for getting Nikki out of our hair.
Yeah, yeah. That's basically what I got. That's all I
Yeah,
got.
pretty much. Yeah,
Congratulations,
that's
Steph. Nikki, it was good to see you in the ring. So you've been working out.
yeah.
Congrats to you. But I would like to say Michael Cole is hilarious. We understand, brother. Uh, if my first time ever being near the Devil's Kiss, it'll be the same reaction that you had. So you know.
And meanwhile, Booker T is just like, yep, yep, yep. That's I get it.
I get it, brother. I mean, you see why I be making them
Uh,
noises, man.
uh. He's doing this thing where he's tapping his chest with like, I feel you, my brother. I feel you.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that main event.
Oh, that made it.
That main event was a mess.
It could have been such a beautiful mess if they would have just did certain things that would have made sense. Now, you know I'm an active fan when it comes to Jey Uso. I love Jey Uso. I'm so
Yeah.
ecstatic about the growth that he went from early bloodline to the end product now. But we go from, and I guess they just love pulling us like a yo-yo. We go from Jay potentially crashing out, pushes his brother over the top rope to get an opportunity to fight CM Punk for the title. You fight CM Punk, obviously lose, and you do nothing with it. This man is obsessed with being champion again. And then all of a sudden he just stopped being obsessed about being champion, stop, being wanting that power. And that's another gripe. That's another gripe I have with Triple H's reign. For weeks on out, we had Jey Uso talk to Roman, like they're literally talking about family, legacy, power, this and that. Like you've been champion, you know. Him and his brother back and forth, bickering, you know. Hey man, why you acting like a corporate copy of Roman? Blah blah blah. Oh, you wouldn't know because you ain't never been champion, right? We have that, and then you do nothing with it. The man loses to CM Punk, and now they cool, now they friends. You got something I want. You don't see Roman that in basketball terms. That's like Jay is Kevin Durant, right? CM Punk is Steph Curry. You just lost to Steph Curry, and then you turn around and go join his team. You had him up 3-1, and he comes back and puts you out of the playoffs, and then you go around and just so you can get the title, you go around and just become his buddy, and y'all win the title together. And that makes absolutely no sense. And like outside of Jay doing the yeet break as I call it nowadays, um, you have Brock freaking Lesnar in the ring. Brock, this man hasn't done anything like in that sense since that SummerSlam match with Roman Reigns. And him and Roman Reigns caused more damage in that match of a last man standing match than what 10 guys in a War Games match. And you wonder why people say Blood and Guts is more War Games than War Games is. Like, granted, you and I both share the same view of this. I'm for the over the top violence when it's necessary, but like all those stars in that match, right? It didn't need that much violence, but it didn't
No,
even have that
no.
much star power. I didn't see any other interaction with like Drew and Roman that much. I didn't see any of Cody and Brock that much. I didn't see Jay and Brock. I didn't see Jimmy and Bronson Reed or Logan Paul or this, that, and the third. Like it's all right, guys. I got 20 to 15 minutes. All right, Jay, you're gonna do your yeet break. That's gonna buy us like 5 to 10 minutes. Five. I say five. It's five.
Right.
Brock comes out. He destroys all of y'all. Roman comes out. Roman comes. Superman punched him a couple times. Brock, you gonna F5 him on the table. Oh, all right. When y'all go in, Brock, you gonna suplex everybody. Then you gonna get speared by a table. Like it was just like y'all just going down the list of stuff you finna do. Like it wasn't no chaos. It wasn't no chaos. It was more chaos the past two war games than it
No
was this match.
psychology. Yeah, yeah, like there was no psychology, there was no
None.
structure to it.
None. It was just a spot match. That was all it was.
And that I love the war games concept. I have said multiple episodes. It's my favorite cage variety match.
Mm.
Um, going back to the old Georgia Championship NWA WCW days when just it was just nasty, just absolutely nasty matches. But those matches had psychology, those matches had structure, those matches were not just giant spot fests. And that's, if you remember last week, that's when I asked if the war games concept has started to get played out. I think that was kind of like my proof of concept on that because again, I love the concept, but do you have to shoehorn it in there? It's almost like when you had Hell in the Cell every October. It's like, what can we shoehorn into a match like that? Because a war games match, any kind of cage match is supposed to be a feud ender. Okay. It's supposed to be a blow off where the guys are, you go in there, you're bleeding, you're sweating, you're crying, you're getting dropped on thumbtacks, you know, your back's getting ripped up by kendo stick shots, but it all makes sense.
And I
There's all psychology behind it.
I see I see where you're going with it
Yeah,
because the last 2 years it was more psychology put into it because of
yeah.
the whole bloodline saga. Um, and then even last year with the bloodline and like, CM Punk's uh what was it? Favor, right?
Yeah.
And the whole tension
Oh,
between him
the favor. I roll my eyes dramatically. I don't remind me of that.
and then CM Punk and Roman dynamic with Paul, right? So with this year, it could have been psychologically driven. It would have been so psychologically driven because you would have Seth Rollins in the same ring with Brock Lesnar. Same Brock Lesnar that he took a title from. The same Brock Lesnar, well, titles, excuse me. You know, the greatest title of all, the greatest title change of all was the heist of the century, right?
Mhm.
Then the Beast Slayer match where he beat Brock the first match of WrestleMania. I think it was 30 something. I can't quite remember, but that dynamic, and then the whole dynamic of Brock does not work with other people. Brock is his own entity. Brock
He
is
doesn't even
Brock.
he doesn't even like other people
You don't even like Paul Heyman at times. So, like,
at times. Yeah.
you could have psychologically driven that to like him and Braun bump into each other and they kind of like bumping chests and like, who you think you is? Do you know who I am, kid? Blah, blah, blah. That type of stuff. Or it was just when you take Seth Rollins out of that, that's what you get. That's the type of match you get. Like, no, it really doesn't make any sense. Like, even Braun's win over CM Punk, it was overlooked because of the fact that a masked guy came in and caused the interference. Like my vision, no pun,
Unintended.
my vision was like who in the bloody was the guy in the hood. I mean,
Right.
the mask. It wasn't even like, oh wow, Brian Penn CM Punk. Like I mentioned that to you, but
Yeah.
even then we was like, who could it be who caused the interference? Because it's like it makes his win that much less because you had to get help to get that win. And then oh my god, the spot. I I don't know if you remember this, but even think about it pissed me off. So when CM Punk got up, this boy, respectfully, when I say boy, because he's a grown man, this man took his straps, put them back on, just to take them back off. Brother, leave them straps off. Okay? What are you doing? What are we doing? And then I'm I miss when finish moves with finish moves. Okay. This man ran back and forth, back and forth, back, and then spear. Brother, just spare the man at this point. I need you to change that all that. And at this point, Goldberg is retired. Take his boot. Take the way he does it. Goldberg goes into a corner. He stalks his prey and boom, spear. Yours, Braun's looks more effective if he do it like that because and I get it. I mean, everybody does it. Roman does it. Oh, I I hate when he does it, but I mean that's just Roman.
Yeah.
He's too big of a guy now where he does it and it don't even affect no more. But when he does them straps and then do that ring pop and then spear, brother, just spear to do it at this point. Like less is more. Less is more.
To be fair, if I can play devil's advocate here, to be fair, he does that because this guy was a college football running back. The guy has legit,
Speed.
straight ahead speed.
I get it.
And it's way more effective when he's coming down the ring, coming down the stage, coming down the ramp, and
Yep.
just take somebody's head off,
Absolutely.
spear somebody through the guardrail or whatever. But I'm with you. I'm with you. Just kind of like the whole bouncing back and forth thing almost kind of seems like it's pulling it from a video game.
I'm like, bro, just trip him at this point. You just put your foot out and you gonna trip right over your foot.
Yeah, just grab a kendo stick and just stick it out.
Yeah. But like he has so much like go ahead speed. Like you don't need to gain more speed when you literally can go 0 to 60 like that. So like why not go to a corner and wait and then like explode? But you know, obviously we don't get paid big bucks for that, but we do pay to see this. So now I remember with sick super like don't get me wrong, I enjoy a super kick every now and then, but like I remember when a super kick was a super kick. Like it was it. But to just sit here and I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we go from these finish moves to like at one point a DDT was a finish move. Just a basic
Yeah.
T. So
Jake Roberts made a fortune off of that.
a fortune.
Yeah.
Could you imagine somebody doing a DDT now and calling that a finish? Now if it was now if it was Alexa Bliss's DDT, I can believe it. But anybody else's, just,
It's just a transition move.
it's just a transition move. It's just a
Yeah,
move to get a break or a transition. So
yeah. Well, long story short, Survivor Series was a giant mid to me.
and it was the last. Well, I mean Saturday night main event is kind of like a PLE, but only because John Cena's last match, so I can only solidify that as a PLE. But other than
Yeah.
that, um, that was the last biggest PLE of the year, and for it to be that just justifies how this year has been as far as WWE. Mid.
I've said it. Yeah, I've said it before. I'll say it again, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the shirt. If you spend $30 a month just for WWE on that ESPN app, and don't get me started on the ESPN Apple TV app, but if you spend that money on that app, you deserve to feel like you've been robbed.
Well,
Period. Full stop.
I'll be hot. I will be hot. Like, wh- what happened to the simpler days of just waking up, you know, just enjoying your day. Then when the PLE is coming on, you just go to WWE.com,
Yeah.
excuse me, WWE Network, pop the
Or
app
nine
on,
ninety nine. Yep.
9.99. You just pay for it and watch a pay-per-view or
Yeah.
uh uh, uh whatever it is. But PLE, just
Yeah.
watch a PLE.
And make an event out of it. Order some pizza, order some takeout.
Yeah, make an
You
event.
know, yeah.
Now
You
you can't
know,
even make it nothing. You just pop some popcorn and just like, oh God, I hope such and such happened, or I hope this is even good. It's getting to a
I
point
hope
now where we
I,
wish it's even good.
I hope the app doesn't crash.
Oh yeah, my God, I forgot about it. Like, yeah, I hope the app don't crash or, you know, I don't find something else more entertaining before I watch this. Like this what pisses me off the most. The Iron Bowl Survivor Series. Now you'd ask me this 10 years ago. Dang, I don't know. 5 years ago. I don't know. Last year. Oh God. I don't know. It's tough, tough, tough. This year, I don't know. But if I would have known what I known from watching Survivor Series and rewind 24 hours ago, I'm watching Iron Bowl. And thank God for multiple screens. Like, thank God I put, and I feel like this is disrespect now. I put Iron Bowl on my monitor and I put the game, like I put Survivor Series on the TV. I rather would have muted Survivor Series and just watch the Iron Bowl.
Oh, I had the Iron Bowl. I had the Iron. I had the Iron Bowl commentary from Fowler and Herb Street. But
Yeah, true.
um,
And I'm pissed that I missed the commentary from them because I
yeah,
wasted on watching Survivor Series. Now, granted, certain matches, obviously we talked about it. Two
right,
matches out of that was good. I rather watch the commentary for that. But like
right,
the other two, I barely watched. I barely watched Stephanie and Nikki match. Play the game. I play my game. I look over Iron Bowl. I'm looking like, all right, now this I'm getting too crazy. Now I got my video game on. I'm playing the video game. I'm watching Iron Bowl. I look up. I'm like, oh, they still going. Like I literally said, oh, Stephanie and Nikki still going. Like I thought it was gonna be like maybe a squash match. You know,
yeah.
Nikki tries to hit her finish move, whatever. Um, which it played out exactly how it should have played out, but it just went too long.
It did, it did, and like I texted you, that should have been a squash match. That was a
And I,
mess.
and I know we was gonna get in depth with this match, but did you see how pissed Stephanie Valkyrie was when Nikki wasn't putting her knees up to take the devil's kiss? I just recently found out through social media. Stephanie gets pissed when someone does that. Like it's frustrating to her because you know, it makes the move look I think the way it is, it makes the move look kind of wonky
Yep,
or it's dangerous on the person receiving that move because of the fact that they don't have their knees bent. So I guess their neck is kind of like a snake in a sense. Yeah. So
yeah, yeah. No, yeah, she got hot. She
no,
got
yeah,
hot about that.
she's pissed.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's why
man.
that ended up being on top of that table because of that.
Yep.
But
Would
even
that
then,
be
when they
surprised?
finished the match, I think she did it again. Like, it was just like, come on, man. And that's the prime example of why I believe Nikki shouldn't have been in that match. Because one, you're not on the road with these women that often. Two, you're literally a Hall of Famer, retired Hall of Famer, which I thought she was retired, but obviously she's on the last run. And three, like I said, your run was with the Divas. Leave it there. Leave your legacy there. That is where your legacy is at. Leave it there. The only way you come back is you and your sister go after the tag titles. That is it.
Well, let's put a bow on the Survivor Series because I don't want to go down any more rabbit holes with that. One last thing that I wanted to hit on before we wrap up here, and we're going to talk a lot more about this on our next episode because the finals of the John Cena last time is now invitational tournament are LA Knight versus Gunther. Now, I think you and I both know Gunther's winning that match, but he don't need it.
Do we actually do know? Because
Well, I mean,
you know,
I'm
let it come out of Triple H's mouth. Epic. It's supposed to be epic night, Friday night. So just want to reiterate that.
well, if it, yeah, yeah, epic, yeah. Michael Jackson's record label in the '80s, Epic Records.
Which was one of the top tier record labels of all time because
That's
of Michael
facts.
Jackson.
Yep, yep. But I feel like it makes too much sense for Gunther to win that match because once they had you know once Carmelo Hayes lost, I kind of felt like what's the point? You know?
Yeah, I felt that way too. Like we talked about it, I felt it. I think I talked on the pod. I'm still hot about that, but the only way you can right this ship and quote unquote it be an epic night is if you have surprises. You have things that we think as fans are going to happen and necessarily should happen, but expect the unexpected.
Right.
And with that being said, the year that LA Knight has had and the near falls, or not near falls, excuse me, um, the near achievements that he's have had. He almost beat Seth Rollins for the world title. Um, I think he won the US title this year and then lost or something like that. But the the assumption that Jay took his yeah movement and turned it to a yeet movement. It still plays a part in my mind that I feel like they need to address. They could necessarily take that and run with it and make it something interesting and possibly use it as a heel turn for LA Knight in the near future. But if they want to get it right and finish off 2025 right, and don't get me wrong, LA Knight is not the youngest of talents. He's right there with the Jays and the Romans and the Codys and all them. They're getting older, but LA Knight deserves a huge rub and like deserves a run like Jays. Um, I believe I texted you this. I said that LA Knight kind of reminds me of not reminds me, but he is in that tier of he's a world champion, but he's not an undisputed champion.
Right.
He's a world champion, but he's not a WWE heavyweight champion. And what I mean by that is like when you think about it, you can break it down into two tiers. Obviously, Jay is in that World Heavyweight Championship, but you never see him with the undisputed title. Um, Kofi, right? He won the WWE
Mhm.
title, obviously, but if you had to choose between the two, he would be a world champion. Uh, trying to think of something else. Trying to think of a modern day wrestler. Trick. Trick has the potential to be an undisputed champion, but I don't see it at the moment because they don't they haven't used him.
They don't feature him yet enough.
They don't feature him enough. They don't feature, and that's enough. Yeah, certain superstars they don't feature. Sami Zayn. No disrespect to him. I see him as a world champion, but I don't see him as an undisputed champion because I don't see
Yeah,
him. When you say undisputed, that means you're literally putting the keys in his hand to drive the Ferrari,
yeah,
to be the quarterback one. Like take the playbook out your hand and the headset. Now put the helmet on and get us a touchdown, basically.
yeah. Yeah, this is the same lineage as Bruno, as Hulk, as Warrior, as Stone Cold, as The Rock, as Bret Hart. This is that same lineage, and like he's not there, and I don't think he's ever gonna be there. Unfortunately, I love the guy.
Yeah. And like I love LA Knight. I I love LA Knight. I don't love the botches he be doing in promos, but I mean Jay's no better. Jay is
Yeah, facts, yeah.
tape recorder. You know, hey, son, hey, man, come on now. Just give me a full sentence from start to finish, and stop putting A's as your exclamation points in your sentence. And we're not going to run nothing back. Like, bro, you already spent 10 minutes coming out here doing the yeets. Like, we got to speed it up. We got the rest of the show to go. Now, ain't no more repeats. Like, we can't do no more repeats. So now I'm just happy that the fact of the matter is, if we're going down this route of Jay being pouty and like I gotta look at myself in the mirror, blah 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 blah, it better be Crash Out Jay. That's what I want. Crash Out Jay. No more yeets. Unfortunately, I hate it. My baby likes the yeet, but like and no more hugging kids and kissing babies and yeeting together like
Siri, get
and
serious.
get serious. It's time to get serious. It's time to wake up. You've
Yeah.
been world champion. You're basically what Gunther called you. You're a clown. You're being a clown.
Hmm.
Like you're just a character for WWE to make money off of. I mean, all of them are characters, obviously, but you're basically the poster boy for WWEshop.com.
You're a
We want to
t-shirt.
we want to get a t-shirt show. We'll put it on your back. You go out there, flash it off, and do the yeets.
The man has the Slim Jims endorsement, the most important endorsement in pro wrestling history. He's got the Slim Jims endorsement. Come on,
And who else has that
wake
Slim Jim
up.
promotion with him?
Oh, Mr. Lawrence Alexander Knight.
Mhm. The man that needs a rub from John Cena, not Gunther.
I know, I know.
Like,
Well,
what is Rob going to do for Gunther? Nothing. It's just going to add
nothing.
another check mark on his list of people I just destroyed. Yeah, we get it. You destroyed Goldberg. I get it. That's one reason why you can put the goat on your list, but you don't
Yeah,
need that. I don't want you to have that, not because I don't think you deserve it, but it just doesn't make sense in a aspect of when I think about the landscape of WWE right now. We got more I would say we got more heels than baby faces, or like certified baby faces, in the sense of like they deserve to be in that spot for an undisputed title. That's why Cody wrestles Drew every other month. it's just a rinse and repeat because you they're scared to boost other talents because Triple H is falling in that favoritism. At one point, I thought he was doing that when he became COO and he had NXT. That's his baby. So I'm thinking anybody from NXT, he's going to gravitate to those talents because he's the one that made those talents. But now he got you know he got everything. He got the farm. Like in baseball terms, he got the farm. He got AAA, AA, all this other stuff. He got so much talent that he can't even figure out which ones he needs to bring up because he's so fixated on the ones that he have, the reels, the lives, the like once again, every talent that was under his reign at NXT.
No, I know it just drives me crazy. And
But it's so much more now that some people had to be left out in the wing. That's why Bailey had got left out of the WrestleMania. Like they didn't have nothing for her because it was so much other stuff they had going on. And she's
yeah,
already established. So they just
yeah,
like, well, she's good. She ain't on in the spot.
yeah, and that's another topic for another episode, kind of what they're doing with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that'll be another topic for our end of the year 2025. Like, how many storylines have they started and never went nothing with, or never did anything with?
That could be a
Like this whole,
3-hour episode if we wanted it to.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. God, I mean, it's like almost
Yeah.
when Red Hole just did. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. Stay out of it. Come back to the light, my boy. Come back to the light. But before we wrap up, I want to invite our watchers, our viewers and listeners to next week. We're going to do kind of a retrospective on John Cena's career, some of his greatest matches, some of his greatest rivalries. And we want to know who you think is some of his greatest rivalries, some of his greatest matches. You can always leave a comment on these videos. You can always, you know, like our Facebook page, leave a comment there. We're still we still got the Mick Foley autograph T-shirt thing going on.
Giveaway.
And yeah,
Yeah,
we definitely want to have some feedback on that, because if this is indeed John Cena's last match, which I'm going to take his word for it, I'm not going to take his word for it, but if this is indeed John Cena's last match, it's got to be it's got to be one of those, just a match for the ages. It's got to be an event for the ages, because John Cena is one of the greatest of all time. Period. One of the greatest of all time.
yeah. I mean, you don't start a Mount Rushmore without him, Ric Flair, or Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
I mean, you can put all three on together, but you do not start one without one of those three. So
You can't. You can't. To me, he's one of the most important figures in WWF/WWE history, alongside Flair, alongside Austin, alongside The Rock. You can't overlook it. You can't overlook it. And um, you know, I hope they do him right. I really do. I hope they do him right on that last match.
for my sports fans, if you had to compare John Cena to any athlete, he would have to be LeBron for the longevity he had in WWE.
Agreed. No, totally agreed. Honestly, I was thinking more Brady, but
Yeah, Brady was second.
LeBron definitely tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, football terminology, yes, definitely Tom Brady for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, they've got similar hair issues, he and
Well,
LeBron, but yeah.
they from, I mean, not born, but they definitely are from the same area. You know, him playing for the Patriots while John being from Massachusetts. So,
Indeed, indeed.
and that's another reason why Carmelo should have won because Carmelo's from Massachusetts, but I'm not going to get into that. So,
Yes, come back to the light, my boy. Come back to the light.
I get triggered. I'm getting triggered.
You do. You do. All right. So Next week, our next episode, going to be getting ready for John Cena's last match. And yeah, definitely want to feature some of your comments on that.
Absolutely. Like,
Yeah,
please join in on the conversation. We want to hear from you. We want everybody's feedback because this is one of the, I mean, this is the highlight of the year. Like,
indeed.
it's the highlight and the low light of the year because one of the greats is finally hanging up the boots, and
Indeed.
we won't we won't ever get to see him outside of WWE. We will, but as far as WWE wise, we won't see him.
And until he shows up on WrestleMania 42. But you didn't hear that from me.
I,
Been another
well,
great episode.
I'm gonna pin that. Okay, we gonna pin that, and we 42 comes around now. Just saying.
Just throwing that out there. I mean, I whiffed on my Rey Mysterio predictions. So yeah, don't lay money on my predictions, is what I'm saying.
Hey, we still got a few moments. We got quite a bit to 42, so you never can
Yes,
tell.
we do. Yes, we do. Hey, my brother, it's been another fun episode. Want to rock it again next week.
Absolutely.
All right. So thank you for watching and listening to the Wrestling Roundtable. You can follow us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, follow our Facebook page. Once we hit 100 followers on our Facebook page, we're going to give away that Mick Foley autograph T-shirt to one of you. So make sure you follow us. Tell a friend. Tell your tell the person that you're about to do a heel turn on, and come join us every week.
Thank you all, and we appreciate you all, and we hope to hear from everybody. Don't forget, we want all the comments about who they think John should wrestle for his last match, and even tell us one of your favorite. What is one of your favorite memories of John Cena, and what is one of your favorite matches of John's?
Indeed, indeed. Well, that's next week. I'm Ryan. He's Dom. You've been listening and watching to the Wrestling Roundtable podcast. Until we eat again, take care, and we'll talk to you next.